And the last position is the small blind and how we should be playing in it. So let's wait no more and just jump into that. But I really want to talk a little bit about some adjustments that we can make here, and that is going to be very important, and especially in the small blind, since I do see people misplaying big blind a lot of the time, and we really want to concentrate on exploiting their mistakes as much as we can by opening more hands. So I'm just going to finish marking these, and then we're going to talk a little bit what hands you should be opening and why, and that is going to be very big adjustment again that you could make to improve your game. So I know that this looks pretty tight and this is not something you should be opening most of the time, but I'm just going to say that this is small blind open. Again, this is a GTO range that you will be able to defend very effectively facing a free bet. You going to have enough hands to call or 4-bet with, but most of the time people in the big blind is not going to defend enough facing your open, and you need to know that. So what I really advocate you is adding a stat on your HUD, at least how much he's folding from the big blind versus small blind steal. If you know that, you know how much you can steal versus this specific player, and that is very important. Or you can, to get even more info, you can add stats how much he's free betting and how much he's calling versus small blind open in the big blind. That is going to be more beneficial than just one stat. But if you just want to add one, at least make sure to know how much he's folding in the big blind, because it's very important. If you want to have an insanely good HUD that would help you print money on its own, make sure to check out my custom advanced HUD that I finally made publicly available. This is insane powerful tool that will really help you to win more. It has everything that you need, and it has everything explained how to implement that into your game and why, and that is very beneficial. But let's go jump back to this. So if you're using your own HUD, make sure to add the stat that I said about the big blind, and then you will know how much you could be opening, how much more you could be opening. Because from what I can see, even on higher stakes, people are not defending enough, so you should be opening small blind much more than GTO, since you're really looking to make money by exploiting people's mistakes, and if you know that they're making mistakes here, we really want to be exploiting that. If he's folding more than 60%, it literally means we can open any two cards and just check fold if we miss and still make money, because we're instantly making profit by stealing a lot if he's making mistake of folding too much. So again, add the stat and know where you stand. So generally, when people are folding too much, I would be adding a ton of other hands that I would be opening here, because I want to exploit these tendencies. I want to make him pay for playing too poorly in this spot, and I'm playing like a ton of suited hands as well, like everything that has at least any playability here. Even these hands are close, but I would just open something like that for the sake of the argument. But if he's folding more than like 55 or something, or more than 60, though, then you can add even more hands. And if he's folding more than 65 or even 70%, then you absolutely should be opening any two cards. Even a free deuce of suit would be okay, but of course most of the time people will not be folding something like 70%, so sticking to that will be okay for sure. Great. So now when we know how to open from all positions, again, what we are calling when facing a free bet, we're going to call the hands that we are able to dominate him. The hands that we can dominate a lot of his bluffs, a lot of the range that he's free betting, and even some hands that he's free betting for a while. So I would be calling these kind of hands. This range is going to play out quite good. Of course, you need to understand that you will need to bluff catch him with some weak holdings a lot of the time, but this is okay. Of course, if you're just starting and playing like an L10 or an L10, an L10 or an L5, I want to say, then yeah, you should not be bluff catching too lightly, but on higher stakes, people are really tend to bluff a lot, and bluff catching with weaker hands is something you need to learn. So keeping that in mind, calling these hands is going to be okay. This is small blind call versus big blind free bet. And lastly, the hands that we are for betting here. Again, we want to have some decent hands, and I would be for betting ace queen for sure, ace queen suited for sure. queens, jacks, as we saw it in our wallow range, and we do have good hands that we can use as a bluff. We can these suited aces. Again, we are not able to call that very effectively out of position, but using this as a bluff is very good, and we should be doing that. And then ace jack, ace 10, the hands that we did not use as a call, we could use as a bluff for sure. If your opponent is folding too much, adding these hands as a bluff is okay, but if you want to balance your range like this, so these are the hands that you should be calling. 4-bet. So this is all the ranges from the first part. So now you know what hands you're opening, how you're changing that, and how you're defending versus free bets when you are calling, when you are 4-betting. Most important, how to change that when you are in position and out of position. So if you're going to implement this into your game, it's going to startly move forward with improving that. And I'm pretty sure this was beneficial for you, and next video is going to get even more deeply into stuff like free betting, how to change that versus different opponents, and so on, how to defend blinds, how to defend them versus different sizings. So make sure to spend a minute and thinking about these ranges. Do not go like all 3 videos in the same day. There is no point in doing that because there's going to be a little bit too much of information. You can always go back here and watch it whenever you want. So just make sure to take these ranges and spend a little bit time implementing these and then moving forward. So I really wish you luck doing that, and I hope you enjoy this video. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me, and I really wish you a good day. So have a good day, man, and bye.